Maxims and Engineers.
You never go pure
Um,
Maxims.
yeah, I mean, you really need snares on a map like this, especially when there's north and south. Something with those kind of flanking routes, really nice to put out of the game for a while. It's got huge paths
Five,
back to base.
4, 3, 2, 1. Wait for the relic servers to engage. Here we go, Dan. We are in the decider, the game 3 between the Russian compatriots. We have found ourselves after an epic struggle on the fields of Kolodny, Firma, Summer. We've got Mother Jove, she is OKW, or he is rather. And then you've got Father Noggano, that is the Krylik that you see on your UI right now. He is Soviets. I'm here with Stormers. Tell us how we got here, Dan.
Well, of course, it's been a long game for both. Sorry, a long day for both these players playing tons of games today. And of course, we've just come in from a game in which Jove has managed to steal game two against Nagano. Game one, Jove decided to play Brits, and of course, Nagano had a very, very good counter for that as the Austere. Sorry, no, as the OKW. Playing with the two Panzer IVs, which was really, really nice to see. And of course, when they switch factions, Soviets against Austere, again, Panzer IVs coming in. But we're seeing a matchup that we haven't seen on these guys yet, which was the Soviets and the OKW. So this is going to be an interesting one. There's a pretty good map for both factions, I would say. Nice for OKW to be able to lock down the north side, and of course, it's all down to Nagano to really, really create something that is going to be able to break through those lines and get that triple cap that's going to win the game.
Go4 goes straight for the cut-off here, so very incisive from Jove. Noggano did choose to play Soviets and is at the moment just building conscripts. Gonna try and crash around the north seemingly. I mean, the Kubelwagen's going to have to get pushed away eventually, and here comes the conscripts to do that. Just a nullified, neutralised cut-off there, not a taken cut-off. Kubelwagen going to sit at max range where Kubelwagens operate best. Try and pick off a few models. Probably not going to be able to do it.
Three cons build at the moment, so a little bit unusual. I think we saw this last time as well. There's a couple of cons come out, and then the support weapons company went up. So some of the maxims and things like that could come out afterwards. We haven't got a commander that fields the HM120, so we may look at getting something like the mortar in as well. Kind of essential to have that indirect fire if you're going to be putting pressure on the mid and capping the outsides at the same time. But do expect to see some kind of support weapon play here rather than the conscripts only, because they are frail. They can't really hold their own on 3 points of the map alone as core infantry units. So hoping that comes up soon. Of course, we do want to see the tier 3 go up as well. It's kind of a firm, popular one on this map. T70 very, very good at moving units, so I'm going to say.
Kubelwagen's not got enough health to tango with these heavy cover conscripts. The Stern Pioneers will, however, be able to unroot them, as will the Focus Grenadiers, who are currently watching with their retreat path. So, yeah, it's a hard retreat situation there, and he does indeed hard retreat without losing any models in the process, so good there. Elsewhere, you've got conscripts pushing the central victory point. They're up against garrisoned Focus Grenadiers, and a battle to the death, seemingly. And it's all quiet on the western front. We've got Stern Pioneers repairing the Kubelwagen just north of there. So it's a nice little early game, Dan, and they're testing each other. A little few jabs going and trying to get a few bit of swelling around the eye, and try and test their opponent out.
Yes, we could. I wonder what Jove is going to make of the 4 conscript build. Kind of curious as to see what the first tech up is going to be for him, because I guess the 4 cons may threaten the Luke's build a little bit, the threat of 18 aids. So the Luke's is obviously, again, like the T70, quite essential in moving north and south very, very quickly, very rapidly to to throw off all the units there. So on one hand, it would be a very, very good unit for getting rid of cons if you can micro it that way. But on the other hand, any kind of snare from that, and I think it's 3 18 aids can finish off the Lukes there. So in that sense, maybe it's worth going for the AA half track again, like we saw Noggano do against Barton in the semis. Be an interesting one, but decisive which one he goes here, I'm going to say.
Look at Jove. He's finishing off his reinforced barricades on the munition point there. He wants to make sure he solidifies that point because it is a highly contested point on Kolodny Firma. Here we go, Stern Pioneers finding the conscripts in a close quarter engagement where Stern Pioneers prosper. Getting pushed away though. I mean, heavy cover does count for a lot of reduction in received accuracy.
I mean, those Stern Pioneers went in with low health, so they didn't manage to quite do as much damage as I think he was hoping there. Still managed to get possibly equal manpower drain on that.
There you go. So we got the battle group. Very safe decision. We're not seeing many rush to mechanized in this tournament today. I think I've only cast one game in the 15 or so games I've cast, seemingly. It probably is about that, about 12 or 15 games, something ridiculous like that.
Really, really excited to see Jove play on this map again, because for those of you that don't know, it was Jove that put Helping Hands out of the tournament today, and it was the reverse of this matchup, really. It was Soviets against Hands playing... Oh, well, actually, he was playing Wehrmacht when he got beaten, so sorry, Wehrmacht.
Oh, that was wonderful. That's the first time I've heard you say it like that. You know, you should... if you can pronounce it that well, you should never say Ostheer, in my opinion, unless you say the Ostheer in the German pronunciation.
I say Oster because I'm told that the Wehrmacht applies to the entire German army. And the Oster applies to the
not
faction
this whole
associated.
debate.
Yeah. So I just say this is for, you know.
Yeah. I mean, neither has that much historical precedence. I mean, Oster obviously means Eastern Army, which is, I suppose, makes more sense. But now the game's on two fronts. Does it still make sense? It's difficult. It made a lot of sense in Eastern Front, the Company Heroes 1 mod. That's where we got the name from originally.
And Ivan's telling me to call it Proster, so we'll go with
yes,
that.
Yes, Proster. Yeah, I like that. I like it. That's again a little bit of a dry, a bit of a dry early game, but we know that makes a ferocious mid game, pushing the combat engineer out of the garrison, sustained a lot of fire there.
Yeah, feeling each other out and getting those early game caps, and I think Jove's main focus right now is stopping any kind of triple caps coming in and just establishing himself. And you know, you can go for these really crazy rush builds and so on, but both of these players play very, very similarly at the moment, where they are, you know, playing this waiting game, and they are getting very established before. And you'll notice that the builds, like the tier 1 builds and the base builds, are a lot bigger than what we're used to seeing. So a lot of people typically will go for like 3 core infantry, and in fact that's what Jove is kind of doing at the moment, is the standard build we're used to. Yeah, but a lot of times today we've seen Noggano go with the extra extension on infantry or something like that. So it's been a bit different. It's been nice.
The Dushka coming out, trying to deny the cut-off attempt from the Folks Grenadiers. Elsewhere in that central engagement, you've had conscripts and the other Dushka on the field having a big pushing away exercise of the Folks Grenadiers and the Kubelwagen. So, in general, the Dushkas are going to really allow Father Noggano to push Mother Jove away from the east of the map, essentially, and take the cutoff right now. Nice turn.
Really nice push there.
Yeah, it happened on two fronts as well, Dan. He managed to protect his own cutoff and then take his opponents with 2 Dushkas, and good play. Yeah,
I was actually watching that and I just thought, you know, what was the reason for that extension there by Jove? Because he did not have the the north side confidently by any means at that point.
No.
And you know, if your opponent has more squads in the field than you, if they've got more, you know, important areas on the map than you know, if they're pushing into your territory, and we saw this earlier with Talisman, where he got it wrong as well. It was that, why would you send squads that you need, you know, to another location when you could be pushing your opponent off of one side?
And this flak again from Jove. It was really good on that longer sky air engagement earlier by Noggano. So both players seemingly utilising this today in the tournament. Nice to see.
Still a great unit.
Oh, here we go. We've also got Jägerlight infantry squads being deployed. Coming in that church there to put some big fire down on this now negative cover conscript. Pitched engagement north of there between the log piles. Conscripts losing out there.
Jägerlight infantry have just come out as well, by the way. Come out of the church there.
Did call it. That's the
sorry. sorry.
Dushka's in a
I
prominent...
want to watch things whilst you're talking.
It's difficult, I know.
It's the first time I've got it wrong, okay?
It's just I wouldn't be listening to me too either. It's fine.
You've done it to me a number of times today when I've been talking, so we'll call it even.
I'm always listening to what you say. No, I didn't that one time. I remember. Yeah, you said something I completely got the wrong end of the stick. I must have.
No, I'm serious. Earlier, I spent like 3 minutes talking about why a Panzerschwer shouldn't come out on the field.
Oh,
why special
brutal
operations.
attack from the flak half track to ignore exactly what Dan was saying there. It wipes the conscript on retreat, and that saved us having to listen to Dan. Carry on speaking. Fantastic work by Jove there. Oh, stony silence from Dan.
No, I'll
Just-
let you have this one.
Dushka pushed away from the north. Folks
Maxim's on the south VP, by the way, about to go into a mine. That could be a nasty one. 3 models wiped there. And those mines really, really count. I mean, they're only 30 munitions as well, so really, really nice to get like a bunch of kills. But look at how much the map has just changed again. Really, really nice. 2 Jaeger light infantry on the field is going to be really, really potent against the conscript builds as well. This is something I was trying to use effectively in like 2v2. Jaeger light infantry are absolutely insane, especially when your opponent's playing Soviets and can't get upgrades. You know, remember the G43s aren't weapons that you drop, so there's just no risk with them whatsoever. They hold up so well, and those infiltration nades, absolutely beastly.
God, the infiltration grenades can do a hell of a lot of work. The Dushka is actually just staying in the center, staying in that southern VP, though. It didn't mind the fact that 3 of its squad mates seemingly perished. First grenadier getting pushed away from the north, and it's tit for tat battles, very evenly poised. Dan, it could go either way right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see who would get the advantage here, really. I don't know. I would actually say Noggano may be coming into a little bit of a problem in that, you know, shoe mines were placed down by Jove, and there's a flame upgrade on the engineers, so it's either going to force him to invest in some more of those. Jove may just consider laying down a bunch of mines now and just watching the Maxims, you know, get into trouble on their own. There's nothing on the field that's going to be able to deal with that, and of course make life very difficult for T70 as well.
Ooh, yeah, T70 is coming out. That'll be a decent counter to the flak half track, but obviously there's a Raketin available and Panzerschrecks also, so it's going to be an interesting one for sure.
There have been more mines going down, but I'm trying to identify exactly where they are. One of course going off on the south VP. Can't see where the other one is though.
Is it a deep one, a defensive one? And we do know that Jove does lay them from time to time. Interesting.
I would have thought it would have been somewhere south again, but
I'm just going on a tour of the map for everybody whilst I look for mines seemingly. Let's see what this T70's up to. Oh, it's found the Kubel!
Kubel.
Oh, nice. Great rear speed there. Missing the Kubel though. The Kubel really managed to get out of there. If that maybe Noggano was a little bit scared of being baited into a trap there. I mean, there would have been Shreks watching over him, so arguably.
But I say that that's some great reversing speed then.
It was cracking, wasn't it? It's that bonus, the bonus road, isn't it? You know, just like woof, Millennium Falcon all of a sudden. There we go. The March of the Conscript supported
Another
by
T70's coming in, by the way.
Ooh, interesting decision. Very interesting decision. He will need anti-tank to help him out, I presume. Do we have anti-tank grenades for Noggano?
Let me do a quick check for you. No, we don't at the moment.
You're
So,
leaving yourself a little bit vulnerable with 2 T70s.
Oh no, sorry, it is researched. Sorry, I was looking at the conscript. So it is researched at the moment.
Okay, so he can protect.
It's
the
not
T70s.
actually. Yeah, it's not actually that much of a fuel commitment for him either, really. The 2 T70 is going to be really, really good against the Jaeger light infantry. And of course, he's got access to the allied supply drops that come in with this doctrine as well. So plenty of chances for him to maybe even tech up again. I mean, who knows?
Big Shrek shot goes in on the T70. Fortunately, they're going past the Jaeger with no snare of their own, so the T70 probably will survive this now. Thankfully, the Raketenwerfer in the north did go down. Conscripts coming in to give covering fire to stop that Shrek getting to the T70, and it survives. Elsewhere, the other T70 is currently coming into that northern engagement. I don't know why. It's a little bit precarious. What else have we got going on? South Conscripts versus Stern Pioneers. Seems.
So that's pretty decisive there.
Oh god, this T70's under heavy duress. It itself has to retreat, and both of them are now going to have to lick their wounds before they foray back onto the battlefield. Ooh, infiltration nades.
Nice infiltration, yeah. One guy in the building behind them.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry. Alright.
Half track in the north, going to stop anything Noggano does getting into that position. And you'll notice into the victory points we've got a lot of parity in general, but which spells long late game, and these medium armor teching decisions are going to matter a hell of a lot. Look at this T-70 firing through the door of the church, seemingly in a big atheistic attack on Russian Orthodoxy there.
Surprised that the Jaeger infantry is staying in that engagement. I mean, I guess maybe they want the church for some reason, possibly for sight. But
they were in the middle of their rosaries, you know.
Yeah, Jove's still pretty pushed back at the moment. I think he's got the territory he needs, you know, the 2 VPs as well. The longer that this goes on, the easier it's going to be for him to get into the late game and, you know, provide something. But 2 T-70s as well, he's got to recognise that as a bit of an achievement. I wonder if I wonder why Noggano hasn't used the allied supply drop yet, because there's no tier 4 on the field. So from the OKWs, there's really very little chance. I guess the flak half track. Am I right in saying that the allied supply drop now comes on for your opponent's side of the base?
Yes, it has to traverse the entirety of the map against OKW.
Okay, so that's probably the reason why then, is that he couldn't get that on. And I wonder if that's something to do with the doctrine choice and going, sorry, not the doctrine choice, the battle grouper and the flak half track. I wonder if that's got anything to do with it.
Probably not. No offense. But it's OKW, you just don't expect your opponent to use supply drops for that reason. The things you deploy on the field, especially the Sphere, when that comes onto the field, you know, you just never really see supply drops utilised. It's kind of a messed up thing, really, and a lot of people would like to see that change. Oh, T-17 in a precarious position. Raketenwerfer, one more shot, and it's out of there. Will it hit?
Yes.
Dear God, Dan, how the hell did that survive?
It missed. The Raketenwerfer shot right past it.
Oh my God.
Very, very unfortunate there. Really starting to see those Jaeger infantry come into their own here now. We're doing some serious work. 7 and 8, 9 kills just a second ago. Oh, Raketenwerfer goes down as well. Nothing to protect the Jaeger infantry now.
Ooh, look what we've got coming on the field, Dan. The Oshvind.
That's nice. I haven't actually seen that called out before, like a tier 4 or a mechanized jet, so definitely nice to see that one. It's going to counter the 2 T-70s pretty well, though.
I'll do well in unison with the Shrek support, of which there's only one left now. That's interesting. T-70 is about to be hit in the rear by the Oshvin. This can actually do a lot of damage. It's got a difficult retreat path as this is currently traversing main gun destroyed, and it goes down to the Oshvin. Dear God, Dan, that was a big foray from the Oshvin, and now he's going to pick on the Zisgun. This thing is on a killing path.
Yeah, Jove may have found a really good way to get back into this game quickly there. Of course, this second anti-air tank means there's no chance for allied supply drop as well now. So
good point, yeah.
Get the feeling. By the way, we're on 10 CP for Noggano, but it says the ability is still locked. So I'm assuming that that's not correct, and that it is actually unlocked. So
no, he's not got enough resources, has he?
No, but it's got the lock symbol on for me. It said lock with 10 on it. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I assume that that's actually available to him right now, and that's what he's saving up for right at this moment.
Wouldn't that be an unfortunate bug? Could you imagine? You can have like 20 command points and it still says locked at 10. It does say that for me as well. I can see what you're saying now, yeah. How messy that is. Another one for relics to add to their database.
Yeah, I see it's quite a common thing actually, to be honest. It's not actually happening in game normally. It's usually on observer mode, but there you go. You can see it's lit up, but it's still got the lock symbol on it. So it is just an observer mode thing, which is fortunate. But it always has to, you always have to double check exactly what's going on there with the with attacking. So yeah, it is what he was waiting for. It comes straight in on the field in a beautiful white camo, and I think that's going to be pretty
beautiful to you, isn't it? Looks like somebody's puked on it to me.
It's being sarcastic.
Oh, good, okay. I was going to say, you're so dry with your sarcasm. Here comes the Austrian. Destroying the sandbag wall, not bad from the Austrian. I love the reload animation as well. You can really tell what's happening there. And one of the great things we saw from... Oh no, here comes the Sherman. We need to focus on this now because this Austrian, who's been an MVP unit, is actually in a precarious position right now. Rear armor penetration, damaged engine. Will this Raketenwerfer save the Austrian's life? Sherman's going to try and traverse around the firing arc of the Raketen, but there's another one waiting for it. It runs straight into a bit of hassle there. Sherman does get the kill. is outside the firing scope and will get out of there seemingly on a sliver of health.
Yeah, really, really nice pick up there, and good decision to dive as well. Maybe a mistake turning that Raketin the way that he did, because I think he may have been able to pick up the unit then if he hadn't have done that. But 3 Raketins on the field now for Jove, and they're all together.
Also, he just lost Raketin, so that's the 4th built Raketin in total.
Yeah. That's a lot of investment in Raketins, and the Ostwind has just been replaced instantly.
Interesting by Noggano. So you can see what he's going for. He's trying to play with the heavy anti-infantry vehicles, which are actually quite destructible in the half-track and the Ostwind. And he's also got the 3 Raketins to try and cover for them. Against Shermans, it's going to be difficult, as we've already seen. It's going to make for a very highly mobile and interesting battle. Here comes the T-70 against the Stern Pioneers. Difficult retreat path for Noggano here. Oh no, that's Jove, isn't it? My bad. So yeah, this is Noggano in a very strong position as Soviets right now. He has a lot at his disposal to utilise.
Still plenty of opportunity for Jove to pull back though.
That shot over that, and here's a T-70. It's reversed into the carcass of a former Panzer IV. Takes another big shot from the Raketin. It's currently self-repairing though whilst it reverses, so it will survive that. God, if it hadn't self-repaired down it'd be a goner for sure.
That's a nice little ability, that, isn't it? But we're seeing infiltration nades on the church again. Let's see if the Dushka can get out in time.
Oh, that could have been a church destroying. It didn't do any damage to the church. What? So
no, they actually removed them. They removed the amount of damage it did to buildings now.
Yes,
because,
I remember.
Yeah. So buildings are obviously meant to be quite a staple point of maps and stuff now.
Yes.
It was doing a lot of damage.
Oh
you
man.
Could get, you know, you get Samoski Church down with one set of infiltration nades at one point.
Was that in that tiny patch that we saw? Was that one of the footnotes of it, do you think? Because I swear when we started ESL we had like the church on Samoski still going down in like one infiltration nade.
It's happened in the last couple of months.
Okay, maybe December then, right, okay. So that's a nice change. And also, of course, they patched the fact that an M20 could ram a building and destroy it and kill everything inside it.
I mean, you'll notice that whole building has been removed from all maps now because it was actually the building that was creating that. Yeah, I mean that was removed pretty quickly.
I like
and necessary as well, you know. But how long has that been there and no one's noticed? You know, it's really, you kind of wonder what's around.
Yeah, there's some exploits to be found and then patched, and then more to be found and then patched. It's an ongoing cycle of iterative improvement. 3 years in the making. Here comes the Sherman. It's got 2 Raketins waiting for it, so it knows it cannot go beyond that shot blocker. Doesn't want to chance it.
Really get the feeling that Noggano is familiar with something that Jove is doing. He's been very passive with the Lend-Lease Sherman there. Very, very passive, and he kind of...
Second Ostwind done. Second Ostwind. So that's a double Ostwind strategy with 3 Raketins, 2 Panzerschrecks. That's an odd one for sure.
I can kind of see it working though in a sense. I mean, he's going to have a very, very strong anti-infantry offensive, and then 3 Raketins are going to make short work of any of the Shermans that are coming in.
Is this going to be highly pushed away there? Dushka trying to watch over that northern victory point. In the south, you've had a T-70 seemingly watching over most of it. You've also got a few mines waiting.
Raketins, by the way, are lining up shots on that Lend-Lease Sherman. Watch that one very, very closely because they could easily get that one.
Oh,
First one misses though.
Elsewhere, you've got...
Gonna get a second Raketin shot on it though. This could be it.
Oh, they do indeed! Great call by Dan there. Firing attack ground, and it's now an inferno. Elsewhere, you've had the Ostwind that had decimated Soviet infantry there, whilst it got a damaged engine from the mine. So this is a brutal contest, and you just saw Mama Jove take a big insurgency.
Noggano's going to come straight back in for a steal because he now knows that those Raketin are right on the other side, launching that tank in as well. Jesus Christ. He should be able to pick up both Ostwinds though at this rate.
He may just do that. 2 Ostwinds down for 1 Sherman foray. Here come the Raketin, so they're on that retreat path. They've already announced exactly where they are. One more shot needed from the Sherman. Will it get it in? Line of sight not quite got, and he's got beyond that shed. He's going to have to retreat. Raketin Werfer shot. He's going to have to go all around his opponent's base sector. He might even pick up a Kubel whilst he does it, Dan. This is a massive game and a big engagement. The two Russians duking it out on the fields of Kolodny Fermer in this big Game 3 decider. Kubel does go down, so he just gets 2 takes for his Sherman there. Great play by Noggano.
Some serious capping on the North VP, by the way.
Oh my god!
Realised that's there. Too busy trying to micro these tanks out. You can see that maybe he's just left the rest of the map alone for a second.
But at least he managed one of his APMs to like blob cap the northern victory point. It's a good job there was nothing like you know, a Goliath or something stupid there, you know. But yeah, what a great game we're being treated to here. This is truly you know, competitive Company Heroes at its best. 2 friends, 2 enemies, duking it out. Both, we know we're going to have a Russian ESL Week 5 winner, but who's it going to be? Is it going to be Jove? Is it going to be Noggano? Massive game right now.
Yeah, it was good. I'm actually surprised that Noggano got away with that. And I think he has to, or doesn't maybe realise how lucky he actually was then, because there are a lot of mines in some pretty serious, you know, like narrow spots that he just drove past, and he really did like avoid them very narrowly. You know, so, and that would have been the end of the Lend-Lease Shermans there for sure.
There we go, anti-tank grenade coming in on the flak half track that stayed alive for a long time. The Sherman's currently being repaired though, so there's no imminent danger. Dushka's in danger of being stolen. The Dushka could be stolen. The T-70's got to rectify the situation. Here comes the second Sherman in the centre. You've got nothing happening with that victory point, because right now Noggano knows he has 2 of them, and he has actually dwindled Jove down past the halfway mark, the 250 point, where you do get a commander saying something like, "We've lost 250 victory points, we're going to have to do better." Something like that done. Probably better voice acting, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's one of these things as well. You know, when you're playing these games and you hear those little calls, and I guess it's kind of okay when it's on the 300 mark. But these are really the signs of you know, that start the clocks ticking, and you always see like a great pull up in play when those things are said. You know, there's a bit more of a rush. There's a better sense of urgency going in. So you know, hearing those little things is enough to spark some seriously big plays, and it's usually where some people can make some pretty big mistakes as well. So
he finds his Rakettenwerfer back, the stolen one does Noggano. He manages to survive that Raketten onslaught with his Sherman. He's got the veteran Sherman currently doing nothing actually, sorry. That was the Oshvin I heard. Third build.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Austrian almost cleared that building of engineers. It's very, very low health on the building right now, and it is very, very close to going down. So no instant retreat from him though either. I think Noggano is playing really, really well at the moment to hold all the VPs the way that he is. The thing is like there isn't any versatility in Joe's build. Like, it's probably got some great full, you know, some head-on potential with the anti-infantry 2 Austrians taking the front, the Rakettens. You know, as we've already seen, they're doing a lot of damage to the Lend-Lease Shermans. But otherwise, I don't really see any you know, the flexibility there. Like, it could be hard countered by the fact that Rakettens can be driven around and the Austrians have no chance of dealing with it. So, you know, without those turreted tanks, where is it going?
Yeah, he's got his ISG coming out, and he's still got a lot of fuel though, Dan. He could get his Schwerpanzer up and start thinking about something from tier 4.
Precisely, and I would love to see that, but you know, the fact that we've seen the Austrians being spammed at the moment, I don't know, just give me that suggestion that this is a tactic he's really going the whole way with.
In build, is this a 4th Ostwind now, or a 3rd? I think it might be a 4th.
I don't think it's a 3rd.
3rd, okay, that's fine. Still, you know, spam by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to Ostwinds. You don't expect to see 3 of them in a effective 1v1. Ooh, Dushka losing its veterancy to that infiltration grenade from the Foch Grenadier. The Foch Grenadier itself has got a hard retreat path through the C-70, which in turn has been picked on by the Foch Grenadier went down, the Ostwind pushed away thanks to the Zis, and the T-70 being pretty imperious there. Elsewhere in the north...
Oh, lines up in line of a Raketten though. Doesn't it look like Raketten's got sight? It's quite close.
Booby trap has been found out by the combat engineer, and here we go. We've got the Oshvind and the flak off track going north to deal with this conscript onslaught. Eager's trying to stop the cap for now. He knows how dire the situation is. Here we go. We've got Dan and Matt's favourite, the cloaked Raketten, trying to steal that central victory point. Big clutch moment in the north. The stolen Rakettenwerfer lining up on the German armour. Also, surely the Sherman is traversing north to try and deal with this situation. Going to need the Rakettens in support very shortly. Surely he knows that. No, he's currently capping with them, of course. No, he's swapped over the Folks Grenadier, so he will bring the Raketen to bear and try and stop this Sherman. Elsewhere in the south, he's managed to take one of the Kretens, and that's what I'm saying, he's using his Raketens to cap right now, so he's actually leaving his Osvind and flat half track a little bit vulnerable, so he's got to be careful there. Just managed to cap the victory point, no doubt.
I think he's doing a good job. You can sense maybe there's a little bit of VP frustration right now. Spreading out quite thin, to be honest, with the threat of the T70 there. I mean, using that 2-model Raketen is a little bit risky. That would go straight into the hands of Noggano, which is not really something you want to give away. It's nice to see that the flak half-track is still out. Look at that positioning there on the setup. Oh, the line of sight was beautiful.
Really was, and it was a double pronged attack with the ISG also getting a shot. And here comes the Sherman, though. It's feeling dangerous. ISG, they've got the Raketen getting in position, the Vet2 Raketen, and also another Vet2 Raketen. So that Sherman's very wise to not make a plunge there. You'll notice Jove currently has 2 victory points to his name. He has dipped down to 193, but Noggano won't be too far behind if things carry on as they are.
I'm wondering if Noggano's going to stick with the Lend-Lease Sherman for the entire game. There's a good chance for him that he could go up to the mechanized company. Something like a Katusha would be pretty nice. It would deal with the Raketens very, very well when they start, you know, piping up.
You love Katushas.
I do love Katushas, but you know, that kind of indirect fire is so good against things like that.
You're never wrong with your piece of analysis when you say, you know what he could do with right now? Katusha, mate!
That being said, though, you know, he's playing it quite reliably without it, but...
Is that... No, it's just the one Shrek, but it's done the dirty on that Sherman with 2 penetrations pushing it away. Elsewhere in the centre, it's again that flak half track. There's this is coming to bear to try and deal with it. Misses. Oh, sorry, just jumped. Oh god, sorry about that. Did I make you jump as well? 31, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
yeah,
20.
that's right.
Good. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally hit the wrong key. Ooh, we got... This is it. Howitzer barrage. On the centre.
Yep, 105mm rounds going in then on the centre now, and it's going to be a good chance for
wiping the
a tighter lockdown.
Does not get the Dushka on retreat, which seemed to be the most dangerous thing that could happen. Next most dangerous is killing the church, which had a tiny slither of health. Oh, the Rakenwerf is getting plucky, Dan. Both of them, in fact. Here you go.
Gonna have a... Look, he decides not to take the shot, rather keeping it alive, which is, I think that's probably a wise decision. He would probably lose that, but he's actually lining up the other Raketens to protect it, so maybe he's feeling confident enough to give it a shot now.
Yeah, he's
definitely some kind of setup coming in.
Very wise there, Dan, because he's now brought in the Shrek, and he might pick up the T70. What a play! Great by Jove. Wise play by Jove. He did not fire the Raketen because he thought it's a 3-man squad, I might lose it to splash damage. I know, I'll wait a little bit, and he did that, and that's why he's a good player.
Yeah, that was really sensible decision making then. No mistakes. This slow branching out progression is really, really nice to see. You know, take and hold some territory, progress out to the next one, you know, disarm everything on the way, and really, really good. And I especially like the use of the 105mm to you know, push all of those units off of the center and allow those Raketens to get in those positions where they were going to have all that open ground advantage on the T-70 and the Sherman.
It's really good, and that's what makes Kona Heroes 2 great. You've got to deal with the random elements that this game provides, and to be a good player, and yes, if you're like a StarCraft guy and you're watching, oh, that can't be true, it's random. No, you have to assess the situation and play wisely, play correctly, play your cards as they should be played, and do not make bad gambles, and that's exactly what you see at high levels of Kona Heroes play, and it's excellent to see. Here we go, we've got a confrontation lingering, we've got Raketenwerfer, the Sherman, Conscript Sport. It's all about this northern victory point, because victory points are of the essence in this game.
Yep, certainly, and of course we see Jove is now reduced to 181, although he is about to get a nice little triple cap in, which will hope to even up the balance a little bit, but we're still looking in for a long game at the moment, with no real chance. I don't really think we see anything on the field tech-wise that is able to provide a game-winning play. That being said, you know, anything can happen. I just don't understand you. You're talking about gambles and taking choices earlier. You know, these Shermans are just sitting back in the base for the majority of time. You know, there hasn't been anything significant done with them. I'm guessing maybe he's trying to build them up, go for some kind of glory rush. But, you know, they really have just kind of been sitting there. There's probably better units that could have done, you know, damage and allowed the core infantry to get more involved. But at the moment, you know, you're just kind of providing a wall of infantry.
And it is Dushka's that I believe you choose this commander for primarily, and he just lost his last remaining Dushka, and he's currently going to lose it to a Jaeger squad of Jove, and I can't express just how important this is right now. If this comes down to, oh no, he's salvaging it. He's not going to take
Plays
it.
are coming in.
Big plays coming in. Big plays coming in. He just took out the half track with the Sherman. Now marauding around the battle group headquarters, picking on this Vetsu Focus Grenadier on retreat. Is he going to pick him up?
What a moment to dive in as well. The Rakettans are nowhere to be seen right now. They may even consider retreating to the base, but if they do, they've got to be very, very careful.
He gets it on retreat down. That is brutal.
Wow, look at this. This is great play. And you can see the Sherman on the North VP is rolling in as well to deal with everything that hasn't retreated.
What a play from Noggano. He's absolutely brutalizing. He assessed the situation, and it surprised Jove just as much as it surprised me. I did not expect the rush of this magnitude. Is he going to be able to pick off one of these last remaining squads on retreat? Stern Pioneer retreats. He's got one man, a slither of health. Elsewhere, we've got Sherman taking out a Rakettenwerfer just to the north there. And Rakettenwerfers are back in base. Will they pick off the Sherman? Yes, they will. Delayed gratification as it explodes there. That was a highly veteran Sherman. Two in total.
Just yet. It looks like this Sherman coming into the Ostwind is going to drive over one of the mines. Oh no, that mine's actually blown up already. So it will be able to pick up the Ostwind.
Rear armor penetration, and this Sherman has been an MVP unit. It destroys the Ostwind, nearly destroys the building behind it. All the Sherman managed to take out this Rakett and, sorry, ISG in the meantime. ISG.
Christ, that was a huge play from
Ridiculous.
Noggano then. That was absolutely huge. And what a way to pick it, you know. I'm a bit shocked, you know. I was saying, what are these things doing? You know, he's just massing them up for the big charge, which he was. But, wow, what a way to play that. That was really, really good and well timed. Completely annihilated the strategy, you know.
I love that.
All the Rakettans on the other side of the map and just nowhere to be seen. No protection whatsoever. No mines on those little narrow choke points that would have prevented that. You know, it's only 30 munitions.
Hashtag the plays are coming in. I love that call because I was like, oh shit, the plays! Here they are!
Yeah, that is really what this game is all about. And, you know, waiting the whole time to see that. Here we go, look at this, the Rakettans coming in as well.
Oh god, Sherman's got a difficult situation. 3 Rakettans penetrating, all from Cloak. That Sherman's been devastated, so god, it's coming back round for Jove now. So Noggano made a big...
Every bit still in this, isn't he, really? Look at the fuel count from Jove at the moment. He could wipe these Shermans and then consider... He's got so many options available to him, to be honest.
He could actually, you know, just get his Schwerpanzer, I believe. Has he mechanized at any point, or has he just been in battle group? I think he's just been in battle group, hasn't he?
Yeah, he would have to tech up again, to be honest. But you know, he could go for the tier 4. You know, it would lock down a little section, allow him some more time, and then go for you know, a bigger unit. But I don't know, maybe it depends. I think he's got to come up with something, because I don't think what he's got at the moment is actually reliably dealing with the Shermans, especially not after that. You know, the Rakettans were stuck on that side, on you know, the right side of the map.
When he's seen that his compatriot Noggano can actually sense where the Rakettans are, work out where his weaknesses are, and plunge and plunder them, you know, Rakettans are not a safe choice at this level. Demo waiting there in the northern VP. We'll have to keep an eye on that. There's a Dushka waiting, so it's not going to actually get there in time. But yeah, in general, you know, I'd advise him to consider maybe something more than Rakettenwerfers as his primary AT at this point.
Well, Noggano needs to make the most out of this time that he's been given and really, really focus on just nailing down the triple cap, because this is probably the best way that he's going to get into this. You know, the triple cap goes on, he can really, really even out the VPs as they are right now.
Big sprint from the Jaeger. Yeah, they flanked the Dushka primarily and get a big infiltration grenade, and that's going to allow Jove to take that victory point. We're going to have to keep an eye on the demo there, Dan. Is it going to cap on that northern side? Yes, it is. It'll be fine for now, so we can look away. Looks like the Sherman's been pretty imperious in the centre, but no, the Rakettenwerfers are coming to bear, going to push it away there. Elsewhere in the south, we've got Stern Pioneers capping that point. the north, here we go. We've got Sherman. It'll pick on the Jaeger, push it away, and the demo will go off and kill the unit. We'll have to look out for this, Dan. 2-man squad. Could we
I
see?
don't think he's going to do it, although the shot from this may blow it up.
Oh, double wombo combo! And combat engineers also going down elsewhere, so tit for tat seemingly. No, they survive just about. Burning tree.
I can't believe that after that play, we're still seeing Jove with a lead in. He's done so well to hold that back. It could have been so much worse. We're seeing another Ostwind come on now as well. So pure faith in this strategy.
Yeah, it's a build, and he's got this build, and it's his build, and he's not diversifying from it, seemingly. Oh, nice infiltration grenades again go in. So they are the flavour of the month, seemingly, infiltration grenades.
Definitely, yeah. I've got to admit, this is the first time I've seen this strategy. It's really nice to see it in the final as well. I get the impression that he has kind of saved this a little bit for a final game, but it works really, really well, actually. And there's probably a couple of weaknesses which we saw Noggano expose, and it's probably down to the fact that he's probably played against this quite a few times. Maybe even been part of building it with Noggano, as playing against Jove, playing against him. But even with that, it still seems to be very, very solidly holding up as a strategy.
Shoe mine there. This Dushka will expose it for the second time in a game. Dushka gets hit by a shoe mine in the south. Oshvin helping the Jaegers cap that northern victory point, and this is actually going to put Jove with a victory point advantage. I know he's got 60 less than his compatriot Noggano right now, but that'll soon change with the triple cap, as where, yes, the Dushka has taken that southern point. T-70's in a dire situation, delayed explosion, and it does go down. God, that T-70 was alive a long time, and now it's no longer a fixture of this game.
Well, actually, that's not the same T-70 that's been at the start of the game. That was another one that came in, so
yeah, sorry,
it hasn't been on for the long term on that.
I don't remember the second one being built.
Interesting. Yeah, I watched it. I did watch it.
Okay, okay. Elsewhere we've got
first one went down to the Raketten earlier.
Yes, you bang on. That was a cracking shot. What a great play that was. I remember now. Here we go. The Oshvind is actually in a difficult situation. The Rakettenwerfer, the stolen Rakettenwerfer, bounces on the frontal armor. No, delayed, making fools of us all down. That is a new feature seemingly in Company Heroes. That the last shot does take a while to actually ignite the ammunition within the tank and make it explode seemingly.
I love it. It's great animation.
It is. It's kind of funny. You're like, is it dead? Is it? Yep.
It can cause some inappropriate rushes because, of course, sometimes you can believe that it hasn't died. But you can usually tell if the top of the tank appears to have flames coming out of it. The units will fall out of it long before the actual vehicle explodes. So there are ways to tell. But a great play again coming in once more from Noggano into the base.
One big shot could, yes, destroy the Stern Pioneers thanks to the pintle mount. Ridiculous there. Big 300 manpower unit goes down, and he's got nothing to sweep for mines now, but he's got no vehicles to repair, so it's not too bad.
This game is so back and forth, it's unbelievable, and somehow Jove manages to keep control of the VPs and is slowly just whittling down Noggano, but
I usually
so
talk
rigid.
about...
They're so rigid. One of them has got to counter each other eventually, These two builds seem to be so par on par that neither of them can break each other.
I usually talk about the ebb and flow between players in Company Heroes 2. This has not been ebb and flow. This has been a series of riptides. It's gone forwards and backwards so quickly. It's a really ridiculous game. One for the annals. There we go. The Jaegers now climbing to Veteran C4. That's 31 kills on that unit, Dan. Getting rid of the Ziska. Very good to see. Oh, look at that penetration from the Rakettenwerfer there. Destroying the health bar on that Sherman. Call it, Dan. Who do you reckon's going to win?
My honest opinion is that it's going to be Jove.
Really? Okay,
yes,
Jove.
Yeah. The reason I just say that, there are a lot of opportunities. You see these Jaegers here? With Vet 2 on the Jaegers, they gain like scout car with spotting scope range. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you can actually flick on Fog of War right now
sure.
and see some of the range that they get.
Oh,
so you can see where it's spotting at the moment. There's a huge range sight. And especially, when you've got these Rakettens here, especially on Vet 4, that kind of sighting is just incredible.
Oh, we've got artillery coming down, Dan.
Yep, just seen that.
Gotta be in the north. Gotta be in the north. It takes such a long time to deploy. So then, it's a victory point war right now. Jove is currently ticking down, 120. He's got to cap that northern VP, and he's going to endeavour to do that with Jaegers. There are conscripts waiting for them. They'll run within the circle without a shadow of a doubt. Elsewhere in the south, it's a lone Dushka watching over that victory point, and in the centre, Dushka's getting in position. Rakettenwerfers are going to try and stop anything capping there and try and catch a Sherman out. Ooh, big shots in from the conscripts, nearly destroying that Jaeger squad.
He needs to be careful. He does not want to lose that Vet 5 Raketten. Not often do you see a Vet 5 Raketten, by the way.
Oh my god, what was that? It was an incendiary round through the bushes, killing the Dushka. This combat engineer is up against it now. A Vet 5 Volksgrenadier with the two cars firing. Oh, we're actually getting straw polls in the middle of the 44th minute of this Titanic decider game, and that indicates to me that this is anybody's game for the taking. So, Twisted Tootsie's straw poll, please answer it. See who you think will win. I mean, we're 44 minutes into this deciding frame of this best of three. It is a ridiculous contest. God damn, fourth Raketten to come out. He's really doubling up on Rakettenwerfers.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty big. The Jaegers are kind of getting to this point where they are going to be strong enough to deal with the infantry alone, but Dushka's now come on the field. So there's possibilities to lock down the VPs. He's got the middle quite secure, but just check out this Rakettenwerfer on Vet 5, by the way. The rate of fire is just unbelievable.
Unreal, absolutely unreal. And you're right, oh, what a shot from the mortar there. Destroying the... I was about to compliment its lines of sight, but now it's dead, so there's no point. Rakettenwerfers are like little cockroaches just marauding around and scuttling.
It was a nice idea to spot, to spot for the Rakettens there, but it really is an insane. Look at him, he's just moving up the map slowly.
I think a big point to say now, Dana, as your boy Jove is now an 88 victory points in the north. Noggano is pushing. He's now pinned that Volksgrenadier, and he's got a Rakettenwerfer that can possibly push within the point. This Dushka actually isn't firing on this Jaeger in the south, though, so that's actually a lost opportunity for Noggano there. He could have kept that point. 500 fuel for Grove.
Look where these Rakettens are at the moment.
Oh my god, what the hell? I've seen him do this in a tournament before. I remember, I don't know if it was Romeo's, I think it was Romeo's tournament, yeah. He pushed on Senwar really far up with them. It was so funny. And he's doing them now, that's how he plays with them. It's crazy.
Absolutely no contest for them whatsoever, though. It's going to be so threatening to see that there's cloaked units of that kind of power that could just be anywhere on the approach, and he really needs minesweepers for that kind of detection. In fact, they are in his base at the moment.
He could do with some infantry. He only has the 3 squads of like actual anti-infantry. Infantry's got the flamer, combat engineer, and the 2 conscripts. So the Rakettenwerfers, as you say, are largely unopposed.
I think the Dishka is going to be a good one, though, because he should be able to lock down mid and north. Whoa, a full squad wipe there, driving over a mine, killed the retreating Jaeger infantry.
Is that what happened there? Nice.
Yeah, I'd say that's a big loss for Jove there.
I would say
those
so.
Jaeger infantry.
Look, the triple cap's coming in, Dan. This is a big moment right now. Infantry is back in base. You got Volksgrenadier getting repaired. The Vet 5 squad's currently in the north trying to defend itself against a Dushka. Elsewhere, you've got a Dushka capping the southern point. This could be game over, Dan. This could be Noggano claiming a massive tournament win against his compatriot Jove. And I can't stress the seriousness of this situation for Jove.
This is a big one, and of course the triple cap means that we are now 1 VP drain per second, so just over a minute left of gameplay unless he can resolve the situation immediately.
Oh, he's got to. He's currently retreating his Jaeger. Big clutch Oshvin comes in, the 5th build Oshvin in this game, or 4th, whatever. It's it's an Oshvin with many predecessors. He's got to try and claim it. He did stay within the capping circle, but Oshvins can't cap. Here comes the folks.
Plays coming in from the south, by the way.
Here comes the Sherman, or the plays as we have begun to call them. He's going straight for the Oshvin, and rightly so. Elsewhere, there's 2 Shermans. This Oshvin is on borrowed time. Going to focus instead on the Volksgrenadiers, and that's wise. Oh, they're so close to getting that decap. 2 more barrages. Will it go down before it decaps? Oh, so close! Volksgrenadiers neutralise the point. Oh, die on retreat for their troubles. Elsewhere, oh, unfortunately for Jove, and fortunately for Noggano, he has got 2 Dushkas getting in position over that point, and this is when machine guns, they're very important in the early game, Dan, but in the super late game, in that clutch VP moment, they
It's
suddenly
going to be a
become.
real a bad point for Jove. Look how much little health he's got in the Ostwind. There's plenty of anti-tank. He's going to drive straight into the site. Oh, gosh.
Oh god, that is unfortunate. He just got decimated, and that is
Did you see the guy
Noggano.
fling out of the tank then? Did you see that?
Was it ridiculous? Oh, artillery coming down. It's not going to stop the cap. You got 2 demos on the center. This is Noggano. You know, he's won the tournament. There's no way back from this, surely. You've got Raketten moonwalking into its own artillery fire. You've got Raketten, Volksgrenadiers, Jaegers going to come into the center, and they're going to meet a fiery demise when that demo goes off. And, oh god, there you go. Noggano is your champion.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing game from Noggano. A bit rigid on the tech from both players, like it just, you know, sticking to the same build and trying to outplay each other. But I think the tech that Noggano went was more than appropriate to deal with everything that Jove had. They've clearly played this against each other before, though. Do you know what I mean? It's quite obvious that they know each other's strategies like this quite well. Still, it's a pleasure to watch.
Pleasure isn't the word. That was a cracking game, 49 minutes, and glad to cast it with you, Dan. It was a great job from both of us, I felt there. We did well, and we're looking forward to next Saturday, aren't we? Because what's happening next Saturday, Dan?
Next Saturday, of course, is the monthly cups, which is kind of a big deal, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So, plenty of cool things to look forward to in the monthlies.
So we don't know who we're casting on that. It might be your stream, might be Relic's stream. Regardless, we're going to be looking forward to casting that, bringing you, hopefully doing something special for it. We're not quite decided what our plans are yet, but it's going to be awesome. Just going to quickly reel through the stats here, just so you've got them for prosperity's sake. And there you go. And I'm always, let me get over to our heads, just so we can sign off in style. I'm always very rushed here because I want to give General's Gentleman or Siaz or Momo, whoever it is, the host as quickly as possible. But in general, thank you for watching today, and thank you for you know, following ESL so far. I think it's been really good. You're seeing the level of play rising every week. You know, they may be modest prize pools, but they're enough to motivate the players to really compete and play against each other and try and figure out each other's strats. We've seen so much of evolution of strategy, haven't we, Dan? It's been really interesting to see, and look forward to seeing you next Saturday. I'm going to go host now, so see you in the stream chat for the NA Cup. Thank you.
Bye.
Is it General's Gentleman Twitch, Dan? Can you quickly look for me, mate?
Yeah, do you want me to?
Yeah, I've got it ready to go. Just want to make sure.
It's General's Gentleman.
It is, yeah, good. Oh no, I've already hosted them now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it worked, good. Awesome.
Nice.
We'll just wait for the thingy to finish for the VOD so we get the awesome sign off on the YouTube video. And I'm now stopping my stream.